Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Um, Playing an EIKWM France deck G4, G5, 4 with Kristen, Keith, and PQP. Um, I see a whole bunch of garbage. Okay, not garbage. Like carpenter can be good, farm school graduate can be really good, childcare worker can be good. Uh, I guess I'll take farm school graduate and hope that I get some good stuff in the next piles. So we had a really crazy game. Payne managed a 300. So we had an all deck game played. Payne managed a ridiculous score of 400,000, almost 400,000. He powered up a huge amount of boar and then picked a couple cards that let him use that boar a lot. Um, yeah, so it was really cool. So a couple cards that were really key. Animal Tamer's Apprentice was shown to be a monster with large rooms. So basically, every player filled up their farm with 15 rooms, and then used Animal Tamer Apprentice to get, a lot of animals. So pretty cool. All right. Okay, well, Constable is a pretty excellent pick with Farm School Graduate because I can play it right at the end of the game for 5 bonus points. Dancer is actually Dancer is not great with Farm School Graduate because I can't play it until the first harvest, and I would rather be dancing before then. Similar with Clerk, I want to play it early, so I think that the tips the scales to the Constable. So I need to keep in my mind that PQP has seen Constable, but nobody else has. But yeah, Payne managed. What was it? 300, almost 400,000 score. Basically, he went for like thousands and thousands of boar on a forest pasture, which can hold an unlimited number of boar, and then had a card which let him every time he converted a boar into food, he got a point, as well as like he was getting multiple points per boar that he ate. And yeah, it was just crazy, really crazy. Never gonna see a score like that again. Actually, it'd be cool to do. I hope one of them does a analysis breakdown post on the forum because I think the people on Board Game Geek would like that. Um, it is a little unfortunate that some of the cards, like they were using some unpublished cards, so especially the G6 cards, some of them are a little unrefined. So I don't know if they are in their current form are still like playable, but I don't know. Other nice thing about Constable being a 4 wood occupation, I can play it in the round 4 harvest, the stage 1 harvest, to get 4 wood to maybe jump into a position where I'm able to build a room where I wasn't otherwise. I could use that to steal the first family growth. So yeah, cards, Farm School Graduate is just great because it lets you do unexpected stuff out of turn, which is just awesome. All right. So, speak of the devil, we got Handmaid and Animal Tamer's Apprentice. Um, I've been completely turned around on Animal Tamer's Apprentice. I think, I mean, I thought it was cool before, but I think it's really, really cool. Um, Handmade is really interesting. If I could guarantee that I was going to get both, I think Handmade will probably be taken. But my thinking is Animal Tamer's Apprentice is an excellent round four occupation because all I do is play Farm School Graduate in early game, focus on building a room, and get a fireplace as well, so that in round five I get a sheep, which pays my Animal Tamer's Apprentice immediately. And then hopefully I build one more room after that. And even if I don't get the first growth, I'm getting 2 food per round. Holy! Well, how do I not take Morning Trader? I obviously, I have to take Morning Trader. Amazing card. Sunrise Admirer would be good. Village Druid would be good. Sailboat Constructor would be good. Yeah, all these cards are good, but I think I have to take Morning Trader. So Morning Trader is good enough that it makes me reconsider Farm School Graduate because being able to jump on grain a lot early. I'll have to see how the rest of the draft goes. I could use Morning Trader in the later rounds, although in the later rounds you're generally giving up more by morning trading. So we'll have to see what comes back. Yeah, that's the problem with first pick Farm School Graduate, although the rest of that pile was pretty garbage, so. I could Morning Trade and then Dancer, something like that. Then I would always have something good to do with my really late action. Or Morning Trade and then you go to Field with your late action. That's always pretty strong because then it's very similar to Field Watchman. There's Montu. Wonder if he's streaming. What is my thinking here? Mastermind goes with Constable. Childcare worker is a very reliable way of getting food, although it means you need to use a lot of actions on wood and read. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Mastermind here. So my thinking is probably Farm School Graduate, Animal Tamer's Apprentice, then Morning Trader, then Mastermind. And I know Mastermind will pay off on Constable. And I can also try to take a couple miners that would play there. And Pig Breeder, definitely. Pig Breeder with Constable is always great. And then this pick, none of these are particularly strong. Stable hand, in case I get a stable combo card. Well, Cloister, Boundary Stones, Mansion, 3 cards for my mastermind. Um, Farm Stable. Yeah, I think I'm probably not going to take Mansion. But maybe Cloister or Boundary Stones. Probably Cloister. And then I go for 4 rooms, 1 wood, 1 clay. Yeah, Farm Stable is a free point, which would be good. I think probably Cloister. If I build 2 rooms, it's a 4 point mine, a 4 point minor improvement with as long as I play Mastermind. Yeah, if I can get 3 points even from Mastermind, it will have been worth it. Yeah, 3 points is actually quite good. I'll be right back. Oh, I'll do this action first. I have not seen a plow yet, but Turnip Field, I don't need to think about this too much. Turnip Field is a fantastic card. Yes, it is really an excellent card. Okay, pole barns, heavy plow, straw, costermongers, camembert, all of those are looking quite good for me. Costermongers has bonus point. Schnapps has bonus point, but I'm not going to take Schnapps Distillery. Um, Costermongers, I guess with Morning Trader looks pretty reasonable. But I also wouldn't mind pole barns. Pole barns could help me fill up my fields for my constable at the end of the game if I needed to, just as long as I got to 15 fences. That's a bit of a risk though. Camembert I think is always quite good. Um, Probably Costermongers is the pick, considering that I have Morning Trader and Turnip Field. Yeah. If I first action take a vegetable every round, or most rounds, that should be pretty. The payout should be really nice. So I'm thinking my farm, 2 rooms here, and then fence 14 probably, or 15 if I can manage it, along those 8 spaces. Then I only need to plow 3 fields total. So that should be pretty doable. So how much wood will I need in total this game? 1 wood room plus 2 wood for costermongers is at 7, plus 14 puts me at 21. So I'm going to need 21, so that's 7 wood actions on average. And then I'm going to need six reed. I'm gonna need like 7 or 8 reed, 4 for rooms, and then 1, probably 6. 4 for rooms, 1 for reno, 1 for cloister, because probably getting to stone is unlikely. And then I'm gonna need a bunch of clay, so I'm gonna need like 15 clay, 3 to reno, 5 for a room, and then 4 or 5 for a cooking hearth. Okay. Well, I think Oxgoad is quite good. I think Muddy Waters can be quite good. Both like Muddy Waters is a free point, which is always nice. Um, Upholstery goes with Mastermind, but I think Upholstery is kind of weak. Um, I think the pick is probably Oxgoad because I'm able to go on 1 cattle and plow and get food. Yeah, it just means that I really need to get a. Yeah, so I could try to get a sheep with my Animal Tamer's Apprentice, then a boar, and then a cattle with my Oxgoad. That'll be my way of getting my 3 types of animals. And I have Pig Breeder as well to get me pigs. So then the question is the 4th room worth it? The main reason I'm considering a 4th room is because of Cloister, also because generally you need a 4th growth to have enough actions to be competitive. Depending on the game. Because that 4th person makes a really big difference in round 12 and 13. I'm not sure. Shoutouts to anyone watching live on Twitch. Say hey in chat if you're there. Feel free to ask any questions or make any comments if you'd like to. Let me know if I do something wrong or stupid. This is probably boundary stones. I can make it work for 1 stone for 2 points. Yeah, that's a reasonable return. So normally it would be 1 stone for 1 point, but its mastermind makes it worth more. Now the only downside of my game at the moment is all my miners that I've picked are quite expensive. Um, so I want cheap and easy, and Oak Cask is that exactly. I think Syrup Tap's pretty good, but I don't. Not gonna get on Reedstone Food early, I don't think. So yeah, my early game is all about getting wood, reed, and clay. Get that first fireplace. Play so yeah, I'm looking. The way this is looking, Animal Tamer's Apprentice first harvest. Um, Mastermind maybe second harvest, then Morning Trader. No, probably Morning Trader, then Mastermind, then Pig Breeder, then Stable Hand, then Constable. Stable Hand I might not play at all. Play Constable at the end of the game, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really gotten a reason to spam grain early yet, so. Ooh, Pole Barns, I think. Is pretty good Constable insurance in case I miss out on one of my plows. It would be 2 point. It would be 3 points because it's 3 stables and they're either fenced or not. One moment. All right, we're getting going. So I start third. Kristen plays Village Druid. So Kristen maybe drafted the Hunter. Otherwise, I'd be competing with Kristen to get the first fireplace. Should I want it? Second action, probably 2 clay, 2 wood will get taken, so it's probably going to be start player Oak Cask, and then 2 reed in round 2. It's looking like it. And I'm going to need to hit 6 food. For my first harvest, because if I play Farm School Graduate for free, I'm going to need another 3. Oof! Field Watchman for Keith. Wow. And I got Morning Trader 4th from that pack. Interesting. So how many cards that go amazing with Field Watchman did I pass? Not too many, I don't think, actually. Okay, so I got 2 clay back, so that works. And Keith will do Grain Field, so I'm going to be third again next round. So hopefully 2 reed comes to me, if not Cheap Occupation or Reedstone Food. Hunter for Kristen. Yeah, that's not too surprising. So whenever she plays an occupation, she gets 2 food. I get 2 read. Exactly what I was hoping for. So then my next action will probably be start player. And then 4 wood. Start player 4 wood, 3 food, and then farm school graduate, something like that. Interesting. Well, Kristen must have some reason to plow fields early. I would imagine, because she's got good cards. I guess I could play expensive occupation here. I don't need to start player. Oh, PQP plays occupation. Okay. Okay. Yeah, start player. Oak cask. Although, I guess this really, if I play this here, I'm really not going to have miners to play, because I'm going to want to save Costermonger's Boundary Stones for after I've played Mastermind. So then I would be playing Oxgoad and Cloister, which Oxgoad is expensive. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't do that, because I'm going to play it later. I'll do... Oh, maybe I'll just do 2 wood here. Yeah, because if I figure I'm going to need 2 minor improvements on start player family growth, then Oak Cask, Oxgoad are enough. So at the moment, what are my remaining 4 actions? So occupation, build room, 3 food, and then I have 1 free action which I can do whatever I want with, which is probably to play the fireplace, to play fireplace. So it'll be tight, but I can pull it off, and then I'll get 2 food per round until family growth comes out in stage 2. Oh, pipe smoker for PQP. Okay, so if I take food here, then I'm not gonna be able, like, I'm gonna need a 4th food if I don't get the cheap occupation space. I think it's still worth it for me to take food here. And then my second action is probably fireplace, to play fireplace. Kristen is fencing, okay. So that first room is really very much mine. Because PQP needs 2 wood actions before he'd be able to get it. One of them could be a sow here. Though it is kind of weird what Kristen's doing because Hunter doesn't really go well with breeding animals. Um, because Hunter can only eat them when you acquire them, and of course, when you acquire, um, when you acquire a bred animal, you can't immediately eat it. So, wonder what's going on there. Maybe she is like cat lover or something. Okay, so I'm hoping next round I get cheap occupation and then build room. Oh, Keith just start playered, so no, I'm not getting that. Well, it's possible I get cheap occupation. It's unlikely though. So, okay, so I don't need to get a sheep in round 5, but my thinking is if I do build a room and round 5 sheep comes out, because I don't need to build a room this round. I could build it in round 5, but if round 5 is family growth, ooh, there we go. That's why. Visionary. Nice. Very nice. So I think PQP takes, yeah, so unfortunately that means I'm going to have to do a food action. And it means that I'm not going to be able to build a room this round. And... But I should still be able to get first room in round 5, so that's still good. And if round 5 family growth comes out and I get room build, then that's always really strong for me. Always going to be really good. I think Keith will sow. I think. Yeah, none of the players can afford playing an occupation here. So 4 food is the pick. Although there might be 2 6 wood actions available, which would be sad to pass up on. Because Keith probably does so, I would think. And then eats one of his raw grain. No, he took wood. Interesting. Okay. Kristen. Who knows? Takes 2 read, okay. And PQP gonna take wood, I would think. Yeah, PQP can take 3 wood, and then his pipe smoker gives him 5 wood, which lets him build a room. Yeah, so if I can decide between building the first room and playing Farm School Graduate. Probably it's play Farm School Graduate. Oh, 6 clay instead. Really interesting. Really interesting. Well, that's good for me. Feed 4 and then minus another 3. And I'll play Animal Tamer's Apprentice. And it's not round 5 family growth, so I'm going to at least get 1 sheep. So then I made the correct decision. Also, I got really lucky with how PQP decided to play. So first action, build room. If I need to, maybe I can gamble on getting build room second action. Because Keith can't build. Kristen cannot build. She can't get enough wood with one action. PQP cannot get enough wood with one action. So I should be able to second action build room. So my first action can be something like 5 clay or 2 sheep. Both of those would be reasonable. Or just take wood so that I'm ready to play a minor improvement when I do have to start player family growth. Okay, expert builder. Yeah, so I don't need to build a room, so I'll build there. Send that guy to the board so we can put resources on it. Might be more correct for me to have taken 5 clay, because 5 clay is a nice pile of clay to get. But my thinking is the 2 wood is going to let me play Oak Cask and Ox Goad in case round 7 is family growth. Yeah, so if round 6 pops up that it's not family growth, then I need to be ready. Oh, this is nice. This is nice for Kristen. Because I was just saying the hunter doesn't let you eat the animals when you actually have them. But of course, it lets her eat the visionary stuff. So she doesn't actually need a cooking hearth until round 8 or 9. So that's good. Because she has room for the animal that'll come here, and then it's not until this round that she's got to worry. Keith has had a strong start with all that wood already. That's quite strong. I'm gonna build a room here. I could not build and it saves me a start player action, but then I lose out on 2 food. And I would have to first action build room next round. Oh my goodness. K. Oh, H. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm having some issues here, obviously. And there's family growth. Beautiful. So I play family growth Oak Cask. Then my second action is probably 3 sheep if it's available. So typically with expert builder, you don't want to put reed on because reed is usually harder to get than wood or clay. Also, reed is more useful because you can use it for renovating. But with the axe, I don't want to give him his second wood, which will let him build. So Reeve for Kristen. So that's good. Reeve is free points for me because against everyone except for Kristen because of my farm school graduate. So that was quite fortunate of me to have lucked into that. So I'll grab the sheep here. Six food. Six food is always nice. I do want to put the room on the bottom for cloister. That is absolutely correct. Thank you, obsolete human. I forgot about that. Thank you. So next round I hope to get 6 clay because 6 clay will go a long way for helping me build a clay room. And then 3 reed would be nice as well. And maybe 4 wood. So I just spend next round getting tons of good good actions. Kristen playing Cornrick. Doing start player again. So it's been bad for Keith, been really bad for Keith that Kristen is doing that. But PQP gets to build 2 rooms now, and he might be able to grow twice in a row. He does need to build clay oven, so if he's not careful, he could get blocked out of the clay oven. Have to see how this goes. I might consider blocking starving PQP. If fishing's gone, I might do that. Just because he's going to second growth and he's going to grow pretty quickly, so that's going to be powerful. One marker on oak cask. So PQP might start player. Oh no, he's taking food. Okay, playing it safe. So I hope that Keith builds the clay oven. But who knows? Keith might build 2 rooms here himself. So I'm hoping for a 2. Probably 2 reed is as good as I'm going to get in this game. So I'll have to go on reedstone food once to reno. Yeah, I could maybe do 6 clay, reedstone food, 3 stone, and then I can reno well next round. That would be pretty good. Kristen playing Tile Maker. Okay, so Tile Maker makes going to a stone house only worth 2 points. So that makes getting the well very much worth it. So I'd like to see PQP build Clay Oven here. That's what I think is the best move for him. And maybe I build another room, maybe I don't. Maybe I build a room just to collect a boar around for several rounds. And to force the other players to do lots of starting players or whatever. Okay, 3 stone. And the well is mine. Excellent. The well is an excellent improvement. Always worth getting. Keith start player. So if I don't start player, Kristen gets 6 wood. But then Kristen grows even later. But if Kristen doesn't take the 6 wood, then PQP is most likely to. Unless PQP thinks that they can gamble and get... Well, I guess if I leave 3 wood, then I'm likely to get 4 wood. Okay, let's do this. And I guess it is possible that I get... it is possible that I get 4 wood. Do I morning trade here? Yeah, I morning trade. So then if I don't get what I want back, then I just will morning trade on grain or vegetable. Vegetable, I guess, because I have turnip field. But no vegetable, so grain. Yeah, so if I can use Morning Trader to get 2 grain, 2 vegetable, then I'll have really good crop points with 3 fields and turnip field. So yeah, this game is coming together nicely. And I want to do, like, Reno should be uncontested. And I guess 3 clay and 2 reed are probably my other actions. So I can build another room nice and early. Start getting more payout from Animal Tamer's Apprentice. Oh, very cool. So Keith passing on family growth, deciding instead to take 6 wood. Very interesting. This is huge for PQP because I'm pretty sure PQP now gets Clay Oven, family growth, and then Clay Oven, which is huge for him. Be right back 1 moment. Okay, there is a 4 wood action available, but I think it's probably worth it for me to start morning trading here because aside from the 4 wood, there's nothing else that I want to get. And it is possible that that 4 wood comes back if these guys are doing start player and him feeding stuff, improvements or whatever. Nope, Keith grabbing wood again. Very interesting. So Keith, not worried about growing, just totally focused on his other stuff. Oh, barn. I missed him playing that. That's handy. So he's got to keep going on grain. Yeah. He hasn't gotten his grain sown yet, so I'm not really sure how he's going to feed going forward because baking is not that efficient for him. I could consider building the clay oven. Would deny 2 players who would really like it, but probably the well is better for me. Although it is food, which I do need food for this next harvest. It would really push back my building a 4th room. Oh, there we go. PQP's building it. Well, I could still consider stone oven over well. So I have, so Reno is safe. So I think I'll grab 2 reed here. I do need to start plowing when I am able to. So 3 clay, and then Reno well. Looking good. Okay, so Keith needs food, so he delays growing yet again. I need food as well. So if I don't get 3 sheep or 2 boar, I would be in a bit of trouble. But I'm pretty sure that Kristen is going to grow with this action. Yeah, so then no one else is really in a position to take animals. I guess Keith could take 2 boar. I have 4 food and I only need another 4. So 2 boar is enough. Actually, I'm at 5 food, so I only need 3 more. That's not a whole lot. I could always play Pig Breeder, which gives me a boar, which I could then eat instead of Mastermind. Although I do really want to play Mastermind to get it out. It's all morning trade on vegetable. So I am in trouble for wood. That is an issue, absolutely an issue for me right now. I need a lot of wood for the rest of the game. I don't have any for fencing. Now, on the bright side, Keith has a ton of wood, like all the wood he's going to need for the rest of the game. And Pipe Smoker is putting wood into the game. And Kristen has some fences done already. So I am reasonably optimistic that I should be able to get all the wood that I'm going to need to fill up my farm. And if not, I can just do more plows than I was expecting to. If I do 5 fields and then I can do like 10 or 12 fences, that should work. Keith and Kristen both passing on, doing that. Okay, well I guess I should play it safe and take the 2 boar here. Make sure I don't get starved. PQP might build a room. I would like to build as well. Okay, so I'll build ahead of him. So now I start getting a boar every round until I family growth, which should be 1 or 2 boar. Take 3 wood with my last action. And then in the harvest I play Mastermind so that I can start playing Boundary Stones, Cloister, whatever else. So I either 3 wood or I plow here. 3 wood is looking a bit more important. Oh, I should have 2 more markers on my oak cask. And I get a boar. So, time to start plowing whenever I'm able to. So Kristen just did family growth. So will I morning trade or will I plow? Probably three wood. The board is pretty weak. 3 wood and plow are the only two actions I really want. You know what? I'm gonna keep gambling on the morning trader. I also have ox goad, so I can start taking one cattle every round for a food in a field. Oh, Keith did grain anyways. Cool. So 3 wood or plow are probably gonna come back. Kristen 3 wood. Okay, so plow might get taken here actually by PQP. If he does, then I guess I might do start player ox goad. Upgrading my cooking fireplace to a cooking hearth would be nice. Get me more food out of my boar and get me more food out of my cattle, both of which I'm likely to eat. Same with vegetables too, honestly. Okay, I get plow. Excellent. That works. I guess I have my costermonger's bro to play as well. When am I gonna play that? I could start player turnip field here. So 1 grain, 1 vegetable. Then play costermongers on family growth next round. Wouldn't be terrible. I keep morning trade on vegetable so that I keep getting like it's 2 food and a point every time I do it. It's probably worthwhile. So those could be my last 2 actions. Start. Oh, major miner's gone, so I can't do cooking hearth upgrade anymore. Reedstone food to be able to play cloister. That's an option. Pretty sure this is start player turnip field. And then last action, Reedstone food. That gets me the resources for cloister. Although I do need another stone for boundary stones. Or I can ignore cloister and just focus and just play boundary stones. And then cloister is something I can play later if I have the actions for it. I also have the correct resources for doing a stone take and then playing stone oven. So if I got 3 stone, then I could play stone oven and boundary stones. Whereas if I have play cloister, then that's obviously more expensive. So I have some options. Probably I will open my oak cask for the next round. So then I would only need to eat 1 more animal. I have lost a bit of efficiency from doing fireplace eating instead of something else. Would I pick 4 wood ahead of family growth? Maybe I should, because Keith is looking pretty hungry. Keith, if he family growth, he would need a 4 food action. And he also wants to get on sow bake, I think. So maybe I want to do that. Maybe I want to take wood and gamble that Keith will not family growth, because he's going to need to sort out his food first. And then if he doesn't sort out his food, then it's possible that Kristen decides to sow, and then he would be in a bit of trouble. Okay. One last action here. What was I thinking? What was my thought process? I actually totally forgot that I had one more move here. Can't fence, can't take clay. Can't take grain or vegetable. So I guess I take wood. And that means I don't need to think about whether I'm going to gamble on start player or not, or gamble on family growth or not. So I'm going to need 7, I'm going to need 9 food total this harvest. So if I tap my, oh, and I also get another O. So I have enough food right now for that, for my 7 food plus my occupation. And I'll also eat vegetable for the next 3 harvests. Keith did decide to sow. Excellent. So that means my next action is going to be plow or wood. Kristen, start player, looks like. So there are 2 wood actions and only 1 plow action, so I'll take plow. Although Keith is not going to go on plow, he'll go on grain, and PQP is probably not going to go on plow, so the only person I'm competing with for plow is Kristen. And Kristen might say, I have 3 resources. Kristen might value wood higher, so maybe wood is more important and I might get plow back. Yeah, wood might be more important than plowing for these guys. Yeah, Keith went for 2 boar, okay. So Kristen might plow. Kristen might also take 3 wood. Oh, Kristen took clay. Interesting. Okay. Thinking about doing Reno cooking hearth, maybe? maybe I don't open my cask, because if I turn a vegetable to 2 food and eat a boar, then I can get 1 more food out of my oak cask, which would be good. Hey, and I got plow back. Excellent. That's how I wanted it to go. Put a guest for my farm school graduate. So 4 food. 1 point for my costermongers. And eat a boar. And then that increases again. I guess instead of costermongers, I could have played ox goad, and then instead of going on plow, I go on 1 cattle. Hmm. So I'll play stable hand next. So the rest of the game for me is all about getting Constable. If I get Constable, pretty sure I'm going to win. Because I have well, I have 4-room house, 4 people, mastermind, and then I have the Reeve bonus as well. So I'm pretty sure I'm doing better than Kristen, because Kristen is unlikely to get the Constable bonus, so then I'm only worried about Keith. I guess I'm a bit worried about PQP as well. Oh, interesting. Barbershop. So Kristen's going to do family growth, and then PQP will do ... Maybe 4 wood, maybe 3 wood, maybe 2 cattle, maybe start player. Start player would be fine for me, because family growth or plow sow would be really good. Plus I can play one of my really good miners, boundary stones or ox goad. I could always morning trade on vegetable and gamble that I'm gonna get 4 wood or plow back. Probably I need to take 4 wood. If I don't take 4 wood, then my constable is probably quite in jeopardy. And it'll let me hold other types of animals earlier. Yeah. I morning traded 3 times. 2 vegetables and 1 grain. Not sure. Obviously in this, the way I used it, it's probably not as good as when you just spam the 1 grain action early on. But I did get first family growth, so that was nice. I guess I do need to be worried about PQP because he has nice crop points, nice improvement points. So I'll start player with my next action because I think 3 wood is going to get taken. Oh, okay. I guess I'll do 3 wood then. Because then if I do 3 wood, I can defense and then start taking animals. Oh, Keith is doing start. Family growth, actually. Interesting. Wants to play straw so that he can then take another animal. I'm a little confused about the timing there. Or maybe he wants to give himself time to react to whoever does do the start player action. Kristen start player, okay. So that means I probably start play with my first action round 13 to get Plowsow round 14. Because that Plowsow would be worth a ton of points. I can always do fence 12 and then do major minor ox goad. And then stable over here to occupy the space. And then I also save myself the ability to do another fence action and cover another space if needed, if I'm not going to fill up my farm. Okay. Yeah, so I either play ox goad or I do another fence. Not this round, obviously. Ooh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for those 2 sheep. That's excellent. Really excellent for me. I actually don't think this card needed the change to the 2 sheep or 2 food. I liked it when it was you give everyone 2 sheep. Give everyone 2 sheep. I don't think it needed this change to the 2 food because a sheep and a cattle for 1 action is not outrageous. Yeah, pretty sure he never actually took his food on the board. So one plow sow action and one ox goad action. And that lets me fill up my farm. Alright, looking good, looking good. So then I get a boar with pig breeder, and then I play Constable. Beautiful. So PQP will either start player or plow sow. And I think I do the opposite. Although getting sow bake this, I could do plow and then sow bake, but Kristen is gonna sow bake for sure. Yeah, Keith having a nice game. All these breeding animals, so now all he needs to do is fence. Looks good. So I'm guaranteeing myself plow sow in the last round. So my oak cask will give me 5 food. I'm gonna need 10. So I need an additional 3. So I gain 1. I actually lose 2 from plowing on the cattle space. So I need more food. I eat a vegetable. So vegetable plus oak cask puts me at 7, and then I need another 2, which could come from sheep or could come from taking boar, pair of boar. Maybe I don't want to eat a vegetable this harvest, or if I do, I take another vegetable before I do plow sow. Yeah, this is really turning into a really strong game for me. I'm gonna have a ton of bonus points. A bunch for my boundary stones, a bunch for my mastermind, constable obviously. Is anyone likely to take one cattle? To block me, maybe. Let's give this a shot. I guess 2 sheep is just as good as 2 boar for me, so... And luckily none of the other players know about Constable, only PQP does. Yeah, Kristen fencing in a way that will not get her the Constable bonus. So that's the power of taking it early. Because otherwise, when everyone knows about it, the game can kind of go a little crazy. I'm still one food short, aren't I? Because I need 10 total. And Cass gets 8, 5, and Vegetable gets 7. So I need one more food from my last two moves. Which, if So Bake comes, maybe I do So Bake. Which would get me a food. So Bake and then gamble that one of the two animal actions comes back. Because PQP is not, and Keith are not likely to take them. Kristen will take 2 sheep, but 2 boars should come back. And then if I don't get 2 boar, 2 sheep, then Traveling Players has 4 food on it. Alright, that looks good. So Bake is the move. My next move. What you doing, PQP? So renovation, alright. Site's quite active today. Sunday afternoon, so if you're looking to play, there have been like 3 or 4 games going on simultaneously. I guess this is when people have time to play. Kristen going for food, so probably took 2 boar. Yeah. So I'll either get Traveling Players or 2 sheep. Okay, so cask increases, then open. So those breed. And I play Pig Breeder. and I harvest, and I turn a vegetable into 2 food and a point. Oh, I harvest that one too. So now I go on plow sow here, and sow there. Looking good. All right. So boundary stones is going to be worth 2 points because I have 3 fields that are on the edge. And costermonger is worth 3 points actually, because I've done 2 points for the bonus plus 1 for the costermonger itself, and then 1 point on my ox goad. Then I have 2 points for a tile maker farm, and then I'm going to have 3 points for mastermind when I play it after I've played constable. And at the moment now I'm set for the constable points. So now the rest of the game for me is about feeding. So taking food. So I can eat 2 sheep and I'll eat another vegetable. So that puts me at 8. So I only need 2 more food. I can eat 1 raw grain. So I only need 1 food for the rest of the game. That's quite good. I'm in a very, very strong position. So I can try to go for cloister. Cloister would be worth 4 points if I play it. It would take 3 actions to get onto it though. I could do a 3 point. If I take wood and then fence, that would be worth 3 points. But the fence space is going to get occupied for sure. I get family growth back, so family growth is 3 points, and even if I use my next 2 actions just to take food, I should still be able to feed no problem. So I need to get to 11 food, yeah, and if I eat 2 sheep and a vegetable, I'm at 8, 1 raw grain, I'm at 9, so I just need to take 2 food with one of my remaining actions. And then the other action can give me a point. Like if I do cattle, that's a point, and then food with my other action, or boar is a point. Ooh, Kristen plays academic. So if Kristen plays another occupation, I don't get the Reeve bonus. So that's an interaction you don't see too often because academic is such a weak card. But worth taking when you have Reeve, I guess. But yeah, she played Reeve and then had to play a weak academic to keep up with my farm school graduate. Yeah, farm school graduate is so good. So good. So I'll take cattle, which is either 3 food or a point. Put a guest on for my farm school graduate. And then last action, day labor, fishing, boar, sheep, any of those. And we'll see if Kristen plays another occupation. So what went right for me this game? First, family growth went really right for me. Um, and what else? Getting morning trader when I did was pretty nice. All my cards have been useful. Like maybe if PQP remembered that Constable was in the game, he should take stuff like Pig Breeder, knowing that Constable's out there, because Pig Breeder is a card that's really good with Constable. Just because it gives you another way of getting rid of a negative point. Either you can take boar or you can just play the occupation and get a boar. So maybe I benefited a little bit out of my draft. Cloister I did not end up playing, but my miners were all very useful. Like Turnip Field is great. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I think Oxgoat is fantastic. It's basically a wood and 2 food for a point in a field. Because you are going to want to take cattle at some point no matter what. And it just makes taking that one cattle that much more valuable. And it could be a wood and 4 food for 2 cattle, 2 field, which is really strong. Kristen getting the cooking hearth. So then I'll take boar, just deny as much stuff from my opponents as I can. So I'm going to harvest. I'm going to turn a vegetable into 2 food and a point. And then I'm going to eat another cattle for 9 food total. So this is my final farm after I need to play Constable still, and then it will be my final farm. See what Kristen does so that I can show my final farm. So Keith ends with 48. What do I have without Constable? Pretty sure I win without Constable because I'm at 49. Yeah, and then I play Constable and it's just totally over. So I score 39 plus 5, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. 5, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. So plus 10, plus 16, plus 20. So I hit 59. Is that right? 5, 10, 14, 20. Yep. So 20 bonus points at the end of the game. Pretty good. Now, 2 of those are not actual bonus points, but just points from minors that are uncounted, but still pretty good. So what is it? It's 59, 53 for Keith, and then 36 for Kristen, and 43, 45 for PQP. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. Yeah, no negatives always gives you a reasonable farm. And then getting the Reeve bonus plus the Constable bonus. Plus the, yeah, so Tile Maker. So Kristen actually gave me 5 points, which I didn't need to beat. I didn't need those 5 points to beat Keith because I beat him by 6, but she still gave me 5 points. 2 from the Tile Maker and 3 from Reeve, which admittedly she got both of them herself, but when she's in last and I'm in first, then really I'm benefiting a lot from that. So anyways, fun game. Thanks to my opponents for playing and stuff. Looks like there's some comments on the forum about the All Draft game, so do I think Keith expected the Constable? No, Keith just played, well, maybe when he saw where I put my stable. When I put my stable outside my fences, that's an indicator that I have Constable or have some reason to fill up my entire farm. What's more likely is that Keith was just like, well, I just need 2 points. Like 2-point actions are better than 1-point actions. So going from a -1 to a +1 was best case for him. But yeah, you pretty much always want to plan on filling up your farm. So yeah, I think it's just Keith playing a solid game, having a good farm layout. Scored 53, which is good. Not good enough to beat me, though, because this game was really strong for me. Really strong. Alright, do I take a quick look at the draft, I guess? I guess I will. 295044. So farm school graduate, actually second to Dairy Crier in power. Interesting. Okay. Constable, pretty easy pick. 4.1 power. So here I took Animal Tamer's Apprentice. This pile was all pretty garbage, but Handmade is showing as the best card by quite a margin. And Hunter's showing is better than Animal Tamer's Apprentice too. And Football Player maybe is equivalent because the ADP is a little lower. And Stable Hand may be a little better than Animal Tamer's Apprentice. I like Animal Tamer's Apprentice. I think maybe people are misplaying it. I think it's quite strong. Yeah, Morning Trader, obvious pick here. 5.6 power. It's really crazy that it got all the way around to me. And if I didn't get that, well, maybe I would have got like Sailboat Constructor or Sunrise Admirer, which both would have been good for me, but I mean, not Morning Trader was too vegetable and a grain for me, which but it did cost me my first actions in 3 rounds late in the game, which maybe was a mistake on my part, but I'm pretty sure playing Farm School Graduate was the correct decision. Took Mastermind here. with knowing that I had Constable, Mastermind is worth 1 point already. Farm School Graduate makes it easy to play it. And Pig Breeder, easy pick. And Stable Hand, best card in that pile. So here I took Cloister. Farm Stable is actually stronger than Cloister in terms of power. Same with Boundary Stones, although Boundary Stones is picked a full position later than Cloister. Interesting. Turnip Field, easy pick. So here I took Costermonger's Burrow. It was right for me, but maybe I should have taken Camembert. Or Straw. Or Heavy Plow. Oxgoad over Muddy Waters. With Constable, I think I like that play. Lets you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, fill your farm, and get cattle. Boundary Stones. Yeah, great card, great pick. Oak Cask, 2.7 power card this late is always really nice. And then I took Pole Barns here. So Pole Barns was I hit 15 fences, but because I hit 15 wood, I didn't get all my plows done. So Pole Barns was my insurance card against that. Over in Heavy Plow. I never really expected to be able to hold animals early, so I'm okay with not having taken Heavy Plow. Although maybe I should have tried to have an empty stone room and then gotten 2 cattle that way, and then I could have plowed. I don't know, built a stable or something. Anyways, game went really well, so don't need to think about it too much. I think I probably benefited a little bit from my opponents not drafting quite correctly. I definitely benefited from Kristen doing all that start player because it kept Keith in last, and Keith with the Field Watchman was my most dangerous opponent by a lot. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video, and I'll be around in chat if you want to chat with me for a bit. But that's all for the stream. Thanks very much for watching, and see you guys next time.